Testing your babies, all right. Root cause analysis. Why the fuck not? Let's go for it. What's the purpose? It's used to identify and evaluate underlying causes of a problem. I think this is basically... I think this deserves the most attention out of everything. Most of the time, we rush to solve a problem without truly understanding it. So root cause analysis, man, is kind of like the identification, the initialization. Is like, start here and then we move forward. It's a systematic examination of a problem or a situation that focuses on the problem's origin as the proper point of correction rather than dealing with only its effects. Which means I'm not dealing with the symptoms of a problem, right? I don't know, it's like if water is entering the house, you don't keep, mopping the house. You go and where the water is coming in and you stop it, right? And that's basically it. It applies as an iterative analysis approach in order to take into account that there might be more than one root cause contributing to the effects. Root cause analysis looks at the main types of causes such as people, human error, lack of training, physical equipment, poor failure, or organizational faulty processes. Root cause analysis helps organize the information in a framework which allows for deeper analysis if needed. Root cause analysis can be used for reactive analysis, which is identifying the root cause of an occurring problem or corrective action, or proactive analysis, identifying potential problem areas for preventative actions. Root cause analysis uses four main activities. Problem statement definition describes the issue of its to be addressed. The data collection gathers information about the nature, and cause identification, which investigates the patterns of effects to discover the specific actions that contribute to the problem. Action identification defines the corrective action that will prevent or minimize recurrence. What are the elements? Well, the fishbone diagram is, I remember it. We talked about it at one point, I'm sure. Right? Because it looks like the fish, like everything that contributes to the process and basically everything that could be a problem, right? And so it looks like a fish head with bones coming outside, these ones. But anyway, step one, capturing the issue of a problem under discussion in a box. The fishbone diagram is also known as the Ishikawa cause and effect diagram. Is used to identify and organize possible causes of the problem. The tool helps focus on the cause of the problem versus the solution and organizes ideas or the further analysis. Notice at the end is the effect. So every single in the process from category 1, 2, 3, and all the way to get to the effect, there are multiple causes, and then we basically go one by one and we handle them. Capturing the issue of the problem under discussion, that's step one. Drawing a line from the box of the paper. Drawing a diagonal lines from the spine to the present categories of potential causes. They're literally describing doing this, like, oh, this is the first thing that happened. Drawing smaller lines to represent deeper causes, brainstorming categories and potential causes for the problems and capturing them under appropriate category. Analyzing the result, remember that the group has identified only potential causes of the problem. Further analysis is needed. Brainstorming potential solutions, blah, 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 an actual cause has been identified. Right, so you're taking steps. The first thing you do is capturing an issue. You're drawing a line from the issue. You're drawing diagonal lines to kind of like create the whole connection where it connects. Smaller lines where the issue kind of like expands, which are these ones, right? Like each one of these primary cause, tertiary cause, secondary cause. Each one of them is contributing in each category. And then brainstorming categories in order to understand where these are kind of like fit. Analyzing the results with the group and brainstorming for potential solution. And then there's the 5 whys. 5 whys is amazing because it kind of like dives deeper into the first answer you ask. So there's like so write the problem on a flip chart. Why do you think the problem occurs? And then why, and you give an exact answer. And then you ask why for that answer. And then you give another answer. And by the 3rd why, you get uncomfortable. By the 4th why, you kind of realize that there's logic. I think that's tacit. There's things that you can see but not really allow how to explain. And then as you actually move forward and elaborate on them, you kind of get better. 5 whys is a question-asking process to explore the nature of the causes of the problem. The 5 whys approach repeatedly ask questions in an attempt to get to the root cause of the problem. And this is one of the simplest facilitation tools to use when problems have a human interaction component. What are they talking about? They're talking about if a problem, you're interacting with a person in order to figure out the problem, then basically there's something in how they approach the problem that's kind of like creating this issue. So step 3, you ask why, and then basically they answer, which is step 4, and then step 5, you ask why again, and you keep asking why until you're convinced the actual root cause has been identified. Normally, again, like by the third why, ask yourself why about anything. By the third why, you're kind of uncomfortable, and by the fifth why, you're on it. So the 5 whys can be used alone or as a part of a fishbone diagram technique. Once all ideas are captured in the diagram, use the 5 whys approach to drill down the root causes. Woohoo! Now, use it considerations. Strengths help to maintain an objective perspective when performing cause and effect analysis. Enable stakeholders to specify an effective solution at the appropriate points for the corrective action. And what are the limitations? Works best when the business analyst has a formal training to ensure the root cause is not just a symptom of the problem. Formal training. It's interesting. Who the fuck knows what formal training is? May be difficult with complex problem. Potential exists because complex problems have more than one. Like if you look at the whole fishbone chart, there are multiple problems that contribute. And ultimately, maybe if you fix one of them, like 3-4 other problems might disappear simply because that's kind of like a mishap. So there's a whole lot of like interconnected things, and ultimately, like that level of complexity is to be expected, or else why the fuck would anyone be hired to kind of find the root cause? So the strengths is enable stakeholders to specify an effective solution and appropriate points of corrective action, and it helps maintain the objective perspective when performing a cause effect, right? It really allows people to see what the fuck they're going on about. Yay, we're done. Scope modeling is next.